Alright, what's going on, everybody? So, starting tomorrow with Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest, and then next week with E3 2021, we're gonna have a lot of video game news coming at us. So, what I wanted to do with today's video is go through the E3 2021 schedule. They finally got everything right. Uh, I want to say last few days they just didn't have some of these showcases. They didn't have time. They didn't have their times done, and so now they got the whole showcase. They got the whole schedule planned out for E3, and so I wanted to go ahead and just kind of go through the E3 schedule, and also just kind of give you guys my predictions and as far as my expectations go for some of these showcases. So first, let's go ahead and get into the schedule. So, and I'm just gonna pull this up right quick. Okay. So, first off, so E3 starts on June 12th, but before E3, tomorrow we have Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Summer Games Fest, that starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I forgot to write down what time it is for Pacific Time, but I believe it should be, what, 5? It's either 5 p.m. or, let's see, 10 a.m., something like that. But yeah, so Summer Games Fest, that's gonna be tomorrow, June 10th, and then starting with June 12th on Saturday, we have the start of E3. So E3 is gonna be from June 12th to June 15th, and so on Saturday we are gonna have the broadcast pre-show at 10 a.m. At 11 a.m. we have the Ubisoft Forward pre-show. At 12 p.m. we're gonna have Ubisoft Forward. At 2 p.m. we're gonna have Gearbox E3 Showcase. At 2:45 p.m. we have Games Beat session. And I should mention all these times that I'm mentioning right now are the Pacific times. And matter of fact, I'll give you guys the Eastern times once I'm done running this down. I wrote down some of the Eastern times before the whole schedule was filled out. But okay, so on Sunday, June 13th, we have at 8:45 a.m. we have the broadcast pre-show. At 9:30 a.m. we have 24 Entertainment Narakara Blade Point. I've never heard of that. At 10 a.m. we have Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase. At 12:15 p.m. we have Square Enix. At 2 p.m. we have Warner Brothers Games Back for Blood. Oh, so they really are. So they're really only showing Back for Blood. Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a second. 2:30 we have at 2:30 p.m. we have the PC Game Show. At 4 p.m. we have the Future Game Show. And okay, so on Monday, June 14th, we'll have the broadcast pre-show at 8 a.m. At 9 a.m. we're gonna have Verizon. Verizon. Okay, I didn't know Verizon and what is it in television? Okay, what? I'm sorry, I didn't read the full schedule beforehand. I'm like, what? Why are they showing up? But okay, in television it's at 9:45 a.m. At 10:15 a.m. we have Take Two Interactive. At 11:10 a.m. we're gonna have Mythical Games. Never heard of them. At 12 p.m. we're gonna have the Indie Showcase. 12:30 Freedom Games. At 1 p.m. what is Vin? Never heard of them either. 2:30 p.m. we have Capcom, and at 3 p.m. we have Razer, and then finally on Tuesday, June 15th, we have the broadcast pre-show at 8 a.m. 9 a.m. Is gonna be Nintendo Direct, and then we're gonna have the Nintendo Treehouse Live thing that's gonna be afterwards. 2:25 p.m. we're gonna have Bandai Namco their showcase, and then at 3:30 p.m. Eureka Studio, never heard of them. 3:35 p.m. we're gonna have GameSpot Play for All showcase, and then at 4:45 p.m. We have the official E3 2021 award show. Now here are the Eastern times for some of the showcases. Uh, so starting at the top, we have on June 10th. Well, this is just to tell y'all what time the Summer Games Fest is. It's 2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. tomorrow, June 10th, for Summer Game Fest. As far as the Eastern time goes, at June 12th. So on June 12th, we have the IGN Expo. I wrote this down with the E3 schedule. So the IGN Expo is going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And just to remind you again, these are all Eastern times I'm naming right now. Ubisoft Forward, we have it's going to be at 3 p.m. At the time, Gearbox didn't have their time for they just didn't have their time set. But like I said before, with those times, they would just have to either do 3 hours. It's either subtract 3 hours or add 3 hours depending on your time zone. Um, at June 13th, we're gonna have Microsoft and Bethesda at 1 p.m. Square is gonna be at 3:15 p.m. June 14th. So I didn't have any times for Capcom and Take Two at the time. June 15th, Nintendo's is gonna be at 12 p.m. Eastern. So like I said before, y'all can just, as far as the other shows go that I didn't get a chance to cover, I apologize. It's just simply because, I mean, honestly, if you've been following the whole E3 thing, they have just they've really waited to the last moment to kind of get these times down. So it's not really my fault for that. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and get into as far as my predictions and expectations go. As far as me watching some of these showcases, I'm not gonna watch all of them. I don't think anybody's gonna watch all of them unless like unless you're somebody that just like covers this extensively or whatever. But I know I won't be watching all of them. I'll be watching the ones that I go through are gonna be the ones that I'm gonna be watching. So let's go ahead and start with 2K Games and Take Two. And I should mention that some stuff has been leaked, some stuff has been rumored as far as some of the as far as some of these different showcases goes. Like 2K games and Take Two, their showcase, or at least some of the things that they might show have been leaked. So as far as we know, okay. So for those of y'all that care about basketball, NBA 2K 22. Dirk Nowitzki is going to be on the cover apparently. There's going to be a Borderlands spinoff, a Tiny Tina game. It's supposed to be called Tiny Tina Wonderlands, and it's going to be in the same style as the other Borderlands games. Um, Here's the most interesting one that I saw. So apparently, the XCOM developers are going to be working on a Marvel game, and it's basically been described as pretty much XCOM. It's pretty much gonna be XCOM with Marvel heroes, and I don't know about you, but this doesn't sound really appealing to me personally. I don't care for those kind of like top-down strategy type of games, so that's a no-go for me. Um, there is also this game called Codename Volume from Hanger. It's gonna be from the developers of Mafia 3, and it's been described as Cthulhu meets Saints Row. And as far as what to, like I said, as far as what to expect, you can expect those games and those announcements. And we can also see GTA 5 also, and WWE 2K12. I wouldn't expect GTA 6. I think it's too early. I mean, Rockstar takes their times. Takes their time with the Grand Theft Auto franchise. They really take their time when it comes to all the games that they put out, and I don't think they're like. I would imagine as far as Rockstar goes, like they don't feel like they're in a rush. They're not really in a rush to put out another game, or at least put out another GTA game, because I mean people keep buying GTA, and then they keep buying the GTA for shark cards, and GTA Online has just been so big that it wouldn't surprise me if GTA 6 was very much focused online. It wouldn't surprise me, but yeah, as far as the showcase goes, wouldn't expect GTA 6. And now with Warner Brothers. Now I mentioned earlier that Warner Brothers was only going to be showing Back for Blood, and that's very disappointing because I had a few predictions on my part, and it's strange because Warner Brothers is in an interesting situation now with the whole merger with Discovery. So I wasn't sure how that was gonna like shake up their plans, but apparently I guess they're gonna keep all their stuff for DC fandom as far as Gotham City Knights and Suicide Squad. I thought there would be at least a 50-50% chance that we might get, Gotham City Knights or Suicide Squad gameplay or something like that. But I didn't think that they were going to show a lot of it, but we would just get a little bit. But I guess that's not going to be the case unless I'm just misunderstanding and they are going to show more stuff. And then I was hoping that we would get Injustice 3. And the reason why I thought that we might get Injustice 3 as far as predictions goes is because for those of y'all that might have not have noticed, NetherRealm has basically been alternating between Mortal Kombat and Injustice every couple of years, and it would be Injustice turn this time. We should be getting a Injustice 3. So if we don't get a Injustice 3 announcement here, then maybe we'll get one at DC Fandom. And then also, I'm not sure if there's a new Lord of the Rings game in development already. If they had already announced one, but I would think if they haven't announced a Lord of the Rings game, I would think that we would be getting a new Middle Earth announcement since the last one was in 2017. And what I wouldn't expect is definitely that Marvel fighting game by NetherRealm that everyone seems to think that Ed Boon was teasing because he retweeted a tweet from, I think it was either Taika Waititi or um or the guy that did Guardians of the Galaxy, James Gunn. And I hope that that Marvel fighting game is real. What would be really cool is if they do Marvel versus DC, because obviously NetherRealm has worked with the DC superheroes before, but I don't think that that's going to. I just don't think we're gonna see that Marvel fighting game. I don't even think that. I hope that that's real, but I don't think that's gonna happen, man. But here's hoping that that's gonna happen. But unfortunately, I think we're only gonna get Back for Blood. But we'll have to see as far as Warner Brothers goes. So next up, let's go ahead and talk about Microsoft. Now, Microsoft and Bethesda are they're the big thing since Sony's not gonna be there, since Sony's gonna likely do their own state of play. Microsoft, like all eyes are gonna be on Microsoft, and you know how Phil Spencer goes. As far as like every year Phil Spencer is always hyping these shows up as he should, because I mean that's his job. He's always like, oh man, this is the biggest lineup in Xbox history. We got the biggest lineup. We got like over 500 games or something he'll say. As far as this year goes, I mean I can already tell you a lot of those game announcements like Fable, Fable, well, yeah, Fable, what was that other joint? Perfect Dark. Yeah, like a lot of those announcements that we got recently, like some of these games are gonna be like they're very far out, and I wouldn't expect to see a lot from that stuff. So as far as predictions goes, I would expect this to see a lot of Game Pass announcements. Persona 5 Royal, that's definitely coming to Xbox because it was rated for the Xbox One in Korea. Now, I was expecting that Scarlet Nexus and Tales of Arise is going to be in Game Pass, but apparently yesterday, it was either yesterday or day before yesterday, somebody at Bandai Namco basically confirmed that they was like basically they have no plans of putting Scarlet Nexus into Game Pass, and they could be lying, trying to save the reveal for E3. So they could be lying because it seems like one of those games that would be perfect for Game Pass as far as Scarlet Nexus and even Tales of Arise. I can see both of those going to Game Pass, and then also Oddworld Soulstorm. I can see that coming to Game Pass. Um, it's rumored that Arcane Studios is supposed to be doing this Project Omen game. It's supposed to be like a vampire game. And Arcane Studios did Dishonored and they did Prey. I love both of those games. I think those games are underappreciated, and I would definitely expect to see that there. Fable, like I was about to mention earlier, like Fable is kind of like 50-50, but as far as like Perfect Dark goes, I don't think we're gonna be seeing that. But Fable, maybe we can get some gameplay from that because keep in mind, Fable was like the worst kept secret, like Fable and Perfect Dark. But I think Fable, if I had to guess, I would say Fable has been in development probably longer than Perfect Dark. So I would say we can probably see some of Fable, and then they'll probably open their show with Halo Infinite. I know a lot of people, I'm not big into Halo, but I did play it with my friends back in the day. But I feel like Halo is something that a lot of people, I think a lot of fans feel like this is just like make or break for the studio that does Halo Infinite, that does the Halo games now, since Bungie is off of it. Um, Halo Infinite, they really got to show some improvements as far as like the graphics goes and everything, and the story, because I know some people do care about that story. But they'll probably show off the gameplay of the multiplayer this time around also. Starfield, that's probably going to be at the end. Maybe Todd Howard will come out on stage and start spreading a bunch of lies and doing his whole marketing spiel. But a lot of people are hyped up for Starfield. Listen, as far as these Bethesda games goes, like there are some exceptions, like with certain studios like Tango and Arcane. Those are the ones that I feel are like top tier under the Bethesda umbrella. But as far as like their like recent output, Bethesda games have been hot garbage, man. I'm not even gonna mince words. These games, what they've been putting out, I'll put it this way: a lot of the stuff that they put out now has not appealed to me, and the stuff that I've tried has been very disappointing. Like Rage 2, that was terrible. But yeah, Starfield. So I say that to say I can't exactly look forward to Starfield, but we'll see how that game is. Hopefully they'll show some gameplay. But I wouldn't expect to see a like Starfield date as far as like the date goes. We'll probably I'll say this: we'll probably see like a 2022-2023 date. It's probably not coming out this year because, like I was saying earlier, a lot of those games that got announced recently has probably been is probably long off. And one thing I forgot to mention that I should have said earlier, as far as like my overall expectations for E3, the reason why like my expectations, like I'm going in with very tempered expectations. Like normally I'd be hyped, but given the current situation in the world with COVID and the whole work from home situation with the developers, because a lot of development of these games have definitely been slowed down due to the whole COVID thing, due to the pandemic. So that's why I don't think we're gonna get a lot of crazy announcements, or at least I'm not expecting a lot of crazy announcements. Just overall. But yeah, going to the next thing, I did want to go ahead and just okay, yeah, there were two more things that I need to talk about as far as like Microsoft goes, as far as predictions goes, and then I'll go into what not to expect. So Forza Horizon, you can bet that's gonna be there. I believe they're supposed to be doing Mexico, or at least people keep saying. I kept seeing as far as online chatter and everything. They're supposed to do Mexico. Psychonauts 2, you can expect to see that because that's probably going to be out soon. Um, I wouldn't expect to see, like I said, I wouldn't expect to see Perfect Dark. Gears 6, since the Coalition, I believe, is just starting developments. Like they're just starting to work with Unreal 5, I believe. Project Dragon, the IO Interactive game. For those of you that don't know, IO Interactive, they are the ones that work on the Hitman series. They're doing a game for Microsoft. It's called, and the code name is Project Dragon. And I would like a part of me wants to believe that this is scale bound. This is just basically dumb, redoing scale bound. But I know that's not the case. But Project Dragon, I wouldn't expect to see it. That's too early. And same thing with Indiana Jones. That game that got announced. Machine Games supposed to be doing Indiana Jones, but I think it's too early as far as like gameplay. We're not gonna be seeing it. As far as Ubisoft goes, so let's go ahead and get into Ubisoft. So as far as what we have confirmed, we know that Rainbow Six Quarantine is gonna be there. It's gonna we're gonna have a new name for that. They're gonna get a new name for that because they felt as though calling it quarantine would be essentially too sensitive. It would be inappropriate as far as like our current situation in the world. They just want to kind of get away from the quarantine name. Um, Writers Republic. I honestly forgot that this was a thing, but they're gonna be showing that. And as far as predictions goes, Just Dance. I don't think they'll waste our time. I don't think they'll waste our time with a lot of with what they usually do with that whole dance routine like they've done in the past. I don't think they're gonna waste their time with that, or at least I hope. Far Cry 6, they'll show that. They'll show some more of that. They'll probably show a few mobile or free to play announcements. They already announced the Division Heartland. They announced a bunch of Division stuff. So expect to see some Division stuff there. Um, as far as what not to expect, don't expect Splinter Cell. Although they did, it was either was it a leak or a rumor or something about this project. Something called I think it was called Battle Cat or something, where it's like it has like Splinter Cell and Rainbow Six. It has like all the Tom Clancy brands. It's supposed to be like a free to play thing. But I wouldn't expect to see as far as a traditional Splinter Cell game. I wouldn't expect to see that. I know that's what the fans want, and I would love to see it just because it's Splinter Cell. But unfortunately, yeah, I wouldn't expect to see that there. I also wouldn't expect to see Skull and Bones. Man, Skull and Bones has been in development hell, man. It's been in development hell. Every year, it just keeps getting pushed back. And then also, man, Beyond Good and Evil 2. That game, I think they're doing too much with Beyond Good and Evil 2. Maybe that's just me. I feel like they're just doing way too much. And like I never played the original Beyond Good and Evil, but this just seems like they're just taking it in a completely different direction, and the scope is just too big. But other than that, Prince of Persia remaster, they confirmed the other day that that's not going to be there. That's been pushed back 2022, and that's not going to be there. They need to. You know what? I'm happy that they delayed it. I'm happy that they're just getting more time, and the developers are, I believe, from India, and India has been hit hard as far as the COVID, as far as this whole pandemic goes. So this that just goes back to what I said earlier in regards to the work from home situation and the whole logistics of these developers having to basically work on these games from basically in a different environment, and it just slows things down with what developers are going to have to do as far as the stuff that they got to do. But I mean, Prince of Persia remaster, take all the time y'all need for that. A new can't even speak right now. New Assassin's Creed. Don't expect that since we just got a Assassin's Creed game. The Avatar game from Massive Studios. Massive Studios. They're the guys that did the Division. And when I say Avatar game, I don't mean like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm talking about Avatar, the James Cameron thing. I totally forgot that this Avatar game was in development. I can't even remember when they announced this, but that Avatar game, I wouldn't expect that. So moving along to Capcom, we could see some announcements of some of the games that got leaked during that ransomware attack last year. Just to kind of refresh y'all memory, there was a ransomware attack on Capcom, and a lot of their stuff that they had in development got leaked. There was a Resident Evil Outrage, which is supposed to be a Switch game apparently. Street Fighter 6, Dragon's Dogma 2, Mega Man Match, Resident Evil 4 remake, which I believe they talked about in a Resident Evil live stream. Monster Hunter 6, Super Street Fighter 6, Resident Evil Apocalypse, Final Fight remake, Power Stone remake, and Ultra Street Fighter 6, and Resident Evil Hank or Hunk, something like that. But yeah, so there was this big leak. We could see some of those games there. Uh, as far as what we see, as far as what they've confirmed, Resident Evil Village, Monster Hunter Stories. I thought that they would have saved that for a Nintendo Direct, and it's possible that we'll see it at the Nintendo at their Treehouse thing, and then also, um, also during their presentation, but then also at Capcom. Monster Hunter Rise. I honestly thought that. Well, see, I was thinking that they wouldn't show Monster Hunter Rise because it's already out, but maybe they got some DLC or something planned. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. They also confirmed that too. As far as predictions goes, Dragon Dogma 2. So Dragon Dogma 2, Resident Evil Outrage Switch game. And as far as what I wouldn't expect to see, as far as Capcom goes, Monster Hunter 6, I think it's too early. I mean, we just got Rise. Street Fighter 6, that's slated for next year, but I don't think we'll get any announcement yet. And I think Street Fighter 5 are like, do they still have DLC coming out for that? But either way, Street Fighter 6 wouldn't expect it. Man, listen, this one, bro, with this one I'm about to say, Mega Man Battle Network Collection. I want something, man. I want this. I want this so badly. I want it to be there, but I don't expect it to be there. Mega Man Battle Network Collection, man. I would buy that twice. Like put that on the put that on everything. I know it. I know the Battle Network franchise. That was like strictly only a Nintendo thing, but man, put that everywhere. Put that everywhere. Put the whole collection out, man. Even put Star Force in there, man. I hope that we get this since like the Battle Network series just turned, I believe, 20 this year. Like this is the anniversary for this series, a major milestone for the series. And I wish that they would put out a collection. I mean, I think if you're a Mega Man fan, you're just wishing for any type of Mega Man thing. But me personally, I just want either Mega Man Battle Network collection, Star Force collection, or like Mega Man Legends, something like that. And also then Power Stone remake. I wouldn't expect that. Also, I'm looking forward to Power Stone remake, but I wouldn't expect it as far as E3 goes. And moving on, we have Bandai Namco. So let me go ahead and get this one. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do this in order. I was gonna talk about this My Hero Academia, Arc System Works thing, but I'm gonna save it until I get to what I don't expect. So as far as predictions goes, Tales of Rise, we're gonna see more gameplay of that. More gameplay of Scarlet Nexus, uh, My Hero One's Justice 2 Season Pass character reveal, Naruto Shippuden, Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker Season Pass character reveal. And as far as what I don't expect to see Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a religion. Elden Ring, man, people are hyped for this thing, and they don't even know what it is. They just know Miyazaki and his team. Miyazaki and From Software, they're doing it, and then George R. Martin, the Game of Thrones guy, he's doing it, and everyone's just excited for it. But we haven't seen a lick of gameplay. But everyone's just like, release Elden Ring, show us more Elden Ring. But I don't think we're gonna see it. Digimon Survive. I totally forgot that this was in development. I totally forgot about this game. I forgot what reminded me of this for me to just put this on the list. But yeah, Digimon Survive. I don't think we're gonna see it. I think that game is gonna get delayed again, honestly, because I like we haven't really heard a lot about that. Tekken 8, I think it's too early. The time span between the time between Tekken 6 and Tekken 5, it was a very long time, and I think Tekken 8 is a ways out. I think the guy that worked on Tekken 7 and all the Tekken series, I think he also kind of said as much. Jump Force Season 3. I know there are people that like Jump Force, and so I thought that I should just go ahead and kind of add this up there as far as what not to expect. Season 3 announcement. I don't want to completely write off a season 3 announcement for Jump Force because I think it could happen, but I don't think we're gonna get an announcement here. And now finally, I want to talk about this My Hero Academia Arc System Works leak. Now there was this supposed leak from 4chan. Somebody posted on 4chan, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't want to do a separate video. I was seeing everybody doing their separate videos talking about this leak, and I don't want to give this person the satisfaction of me because I really think that this is fake. I really think that this leak was fake. So for those of y'all that don't know about this My Hero Academia Arc System Works fighting game that's supposed to be in development, that I truly believe that this is fake, that this is not happening. Essentially, essentially why I think it's fake. It would, well, if you've seen, unfortunately, the leak itself is like gone. The post itself is gone. It got deleted, but I will leave a link in the description if you guys want to kind of go through that stuff yourself and kind of learn more about this, what this might be. And I really think it's just it's like a 5% chance I think this is real. If I had to say, uh, apparently the guy claims that the Mirio voice actor basically told him about it at a convention or something, and apparently it has something to do with somebody on TikTok. Man, I don't. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't even want to entertain this too much. So we're moving on. I don't think this is real. I want look if it's real, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be excited because his arc system works. It's My Hero Academia, but I just don't think it's real. I don't think it's real at all. Nintendo. So talking about Nintendo, man. So with Nintendo and Microsoft, I always say to myself, man, if they can just show me 4 games that I care about, man, and especially with Nintendo, man, show me 4 games that looks appealing, man. That's all I need them to do. So as far as the Nintendo predictions goes, we're gonna get a Smash Brothers character reveal, and I think we're gonna get a Fortnite character before it's all over with. If we don't even get a Fortnite character here, it's gonna be the last character in that pass. I know some of y'all might think I'm crazy for saying that they might add a Fortnite character, but keep in mind they added Steve. They added Steve from Minecraft. Fortnite character makes a lot of sense. Do I want a Fortnite character in Smash Brothers? Absolutely not. Did I want Steve in there? Absolutely not. But who cares? Who cares? As far as the characters that I would love to see, as far as like the last 2 characters, Spyro and Crash. I think they make the most sense. I saw some fake leak, because I'm pretty sure this is fake, talking about Doom Guy. Why do people want Doom Guy? Like, people want the weirdest characters to come into this thing, like Sora. I don't get why people want Sora. Like, it would be just so strange, because here's the thing: Sora is a character from a crossover series. Like, I don't see Sora ever happening, people. I know people want that so much, but I just don't. I don't think that's happening, people. I think Spyro and Crash, those are plausible. Doom Guy, I can see them. As much as I wouldn't want to see Doom Guy in there, I could see them doing something crazy like that. Um, Getting off of the Smash Brothers thing though, we're definitely gonna see some Zelda 35th anniversary stuff. They're definitely going to ignore. They're gonna ignore Metroid and any other series that has an anniversary this year, except for maybe if Donkey Kong has an anniversary, they're definitely going to do something. They're definitely gonna mention something about that and put a game out for Donkey Kong. And speaking of which, there is this Donkey. So here's the thing with Donkey Kong: there are 2 Donkey Kong games rumored in development. One of which is supposed to be from the Mario Odyssey team, and then there was another rumor that I just learned about today that it sounds like, if y'all remember that Donkey Kong game that was like a rhythm game, it's supposed to be something like that, but it's supposed to be developed by Bandai Namco. I'm not sure I'm not sure how credible uh the Bandai Namco rhythm Donkey Kong game is. If I had to guess which one is real, it's probably the Donkey Kong game by the Odyssey team. But yeah, I just expect Nintendo to focus a lot on the Zelda 35th anniversary, on if Donkey Kong celebrating its anniversary, because I don't know. Probably do something about that. Probably see a Donkey Kong game there, and then but I just don't see them, as far as like Metroid goes, celebrating its anniversary. They're not gonna do it. I'm hoping that we'll see a Kirby game. I think we'll see a Kirby game there. No More Heroes 3. We'll probably see a demo announcement. Super Mario Party 2. I think I think I think I think it's gonna be a 50% chance that we're gonna see Super Mario Party 2. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. We're probably gonna see that at the Treehouse. Usually, what Game Freak and the Pokemon Company like to do, they usually like to wait well, not wait. Wait is the wrong word. They usually like to put their stuff out like beforehand. They usually like to have their stuff out separate in a separate direct. They'll kind of put the Pokemon games out there, but we will see some gameplay at the treehouse. We always get some gameplay at the treehouse, but they usually would do a separate direct before E3. But apparently they're not doing that this year, so we'll just probably get to see a lot more in the treehouse. And then also WarioWare, we might see a WarioWare game since since a survey just came out recently. And as far as what we shouldn't expect, Bayonetta 3 doesn't exist. That's vaporware. Metroid Prime 4, that game just restarted development not too long ago. Metroid Prime Collection, like I said before, I don't expect Nintendo to acknowledge Metroid's anniversary at all. So Metroid Prime Collection, I just don't see it. And then this Switch Pro. Let me just say this about the Switch Pro. I don't think this exists, man. I really don't think this exists. A lot of people. I mean, I've seen so many rumors about this, and then people were saying that it was supposed to be announced last week. People who claim to be insiders and everything. So man, and even if the Switch Pro, is real, we're not getting an announcement here. I would think that if Nintendo was going to announce a Switch Pro, it would be before E3 or after E3 because they wouldn't want that they wouldn't want the announcement to be overshadowed by other announcements. So yeah, Switch Pro, we're not going to be seeing that. And I believe that's all my Nintendo predictions and what not to expect. So let's move on to Square Enix. Now, Square Enix, as far as what Square Enix has confirmed, and give me 1 second, I need to go ahead and actually give me a sip of water because my throat is dry. I've been talking for a minute. Sorry if y'all can hear me guzzling that water, but I just got to do that. Ain't gonna edit none of this. So, Babylon Fall from Platinum Games, that's been confirmed. And then Life is Strange, which by the way isn't a game. Life is Strange is gonna be confirmed. It is confirmed, I should say. Predictions, as far as my predictions goes, there was this Final Fantasy Origin, which has been rumored. And essentially, what Final Fantasy Origin is, I believe it's being in development by the guys that did Neo, Team Ninja, and it's basically a Souls style game. It's been compared to Star Wars Fallen Order, so it's gonna have it's gonna have that Souls style, so I guess like Soul style combat, but it's gonna be a lot more accessible. So we'll probably see a announcement for Final Fantasy Origin, and we'll probably see an announcement, and then they're probably gonna announce the demo since there's supposed to be a demo also, and then we're probably gonna see some gameplay and everything like that. So this one I gotta talk about these Marvel games, man. Eidos Montreal, Guardians of the Galaxy game. I've known about this for a while. This has been, I guess, it was either leaked. It was either leaked years ago, and I learned about it, or it was just a rumor that I read. But essentially, this is a Guardians of the Galaxy game from Eidos Montreal, the guys that did Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, and I like the Deus Ex games. I think those developers are really good, but they definitely gotta come with their A game because that Avengers game let everybody down, myself included. And at first I thought that this game was gonna be games as a service, a live service thing like Avengers, but apparently it's not. It's supposed to be a single player game, which makes me happy because at first I thought it was gonna be like Avengers. So, oh yeah, speaking of Avengers, we'll probably see either a Black Panther expansion or the Spider-Man content that they announced a while back. And then as far as like Neo, The World Ends With You, I'm not sure if they confirmed it being there, but I wrote down here it's probably like a 50-50 chance of seeing it there. I mean, I know we just got a preview, but I just kind of had a hunch that maybe we might not see it there, but maybe we will. And same thing with Final Fantasy VII Integrate because I think it's just coming out this week. Final Fantasy VII Integrate. The only reason I wrote that down is because I think they would like to advertise that DLC just so that they can just put it out there. that Final Fantasy VII has that DLC. And as far as what we shouldn't expect, don't expect Final Fantasy 16 and that game Forspoken. I don't think that's gonna be there either. And I believe that's it. That's the last. That's the last company. And the last thing I want to say, as far as a game that I expect to be at E3, I don't know where they could show this, but maybe we'll get some more. We'll get some more like gameplay or character reveal for Demon Slayer, and maybe a few other games from studios that I didn't get a chance to go over. But yeah, that pretty much does it for my predictions and expectations. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know some of your expectations and predictions for E3 2021. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.